Yo, this is King Earner coming to you guys live and direct. I want y'all to understand that in life, you have to grow out of things. You have to mature. You have to have a mindset that puts you in a position of understanding that you can do something different in life. Sometimes us as black men, we want to tap into mental health. And I want to say, I never took medication, never seen psychs where as though I had a thing where as though it's like whatever they try to diagnose me with, I was okay with taking anything they was with trying to give me. We got to have understanding what mental therapy is, what true therapy is. And sometimes it's not sitting down with somebody. It could come in a form of you just praying to God. It could come in a form of you just doing something that's positive in life that makes you happy. Me, I found my peace. You know how I used to kill Mill Zut's heads off, right? Well, I switched it up and I started cutting up honorable green peppers and onions and things of that nature. And guess what? I would have to say, I would never think that I would be a cook. But I can remember as a child when I was young and I would get suspended from school and I would have to stay home, and my grandmother, she was always cooking. And she said, guess what? Bring your Ills ass in here. I want you to have understanding of you're going to be my assistant for the day. You're going to help me cook. And I would watch, and I never really tapped into it. And recently, it was just like a thing where as though I just started cooking. You know, sometime when a man, you depend on other people to cook for you. You know, everybody does. Whether it's a restaurant, whether it's DoorDash, whether it's your girl, whether it's somebody just cooking for you, your parents, somebody. But then when you alone by yourself, you can't cook. So I came up with some understanding. I'm going to learn this shit. And I begin to learn. And as I begin to learn, I begin to take pointers from people that I can see that have understanding that they are great cooks. Like they can cook. But guess what? I don't consider myself a great cook because I just want to be humble with it. It's about peace with me. It's about being able to smile while you're over top of an honorable steak that has that ribeye looking dead in your face saying, make sure you put the honorable juice on me correctly. And you know, some not going to agree with me, especially women. A lot of women, they cook every day. They work their 16-hour shifts. They come home from what I would call a prison and have to, take care of another prison, a family, Sometimes that's how we feel as though we are what we're doing. We feel like we're taking care of people when we should be happy when we do it. So just starting off, I want everybody to have understanding. When King Earner teach you about cooking, the first step is you have to, and I'm serious about this, you have to want to cook. If you don't want to cook, you're not going to have fun with it. If you're not in the morning time thinking about something, I don't care what you're doing, going out to work, school, whatever you're doing, you want to grab your meat, pull it out and have it ready for when you come home. Once you come home, you want to make sure you have understanding of what you want to do. You want to prep your food. You want to get your onions, your vegetables. You want to get everything together, saute them. And you want to look at this meat and say, what do I do with you? Because a lot of people look at things in life and don't know what to do with it. And this is where your peace coming at, because you look at this honorable ribeye steak or this honorable lamb and say, hey, what do I do with you? And I'm going to tell you what you do with it. You put some honorable baking soda on it. Because baking soda is going to be the first thing that gives you understanding that it's going to be tenderized. Everybody use some other stuff that got chemicals in it and stuff like that. What's more honorable than using a baking soda that don't have aluminum in it? What's more honorable than that? Once you get that baking soda all through it, depending on how thick the steak is or how thick the meat is, I ain't talking about no swine or no pork. We not honoring that. But if the steak or the lamb is very thick, let it stay on there for more than 15 minutes. If it's not, take it off and wash it off in 15 minutes, man. Add your honorable oil. After you add your honorable oil, you know what you want to do. You want to make sure you get your right seasonings together. Sometime with your seasonings, you know what you want to do? Sometime you want to use your food processor. Not every time you have to. Salt and pepper is always the beginning of your journey when you're cooking. Salt and pepper, don't have to be a lot. With steak, you want to go a little bit overly, just a tad bit when it comes down to cooking because you want it to absorb that juice. But myself, I use the honorable garlic powder. That's my favorite. That's my go-to. That and the onion powder is my go-to for everything. But I'm not going to get too deep here tonight. I got something on the stove right now. I'm ready to get into cooking. I just wanted to come through and let y'all know that there's a lot of people on my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and they're jumping in my DM, a lot of younger brothers and older brothers, and they saying, Erna, thank you, man, because you teaching us something that's different. You know, you came with the honor snatch and trying to regulate and give people understanding that the lifestyle that we all used to live is not there because there's so many dishonorable people in the world. You got the betrayers, you got the real zats, you got the snilzicks. These are people that if you're not in the street life, you shouldn't even care about. It shouldn't be something that's on your mind, and that's how King Ernest feel. Yeah, I don't like real zats. All right, whatever. But my focus is on something more positive, something that makes sense, something that I'm not involved in, something that I shouldn't be speaking on if I'm not involved in no more, because I feel like the streets only gave me wrong impression on life. It didn't give my journey a real clear understanding. This is giving my journey a clear understanding. And y'all didn't see me go from t-shirt selling. You know, I was the first one that done it when it come down to felons. I'm one of the first that done it when it comes down to people that was known already in the streets and came home from prison and said, I'm not going to sell drugs no more. I was one of the first. I was one of the first ones to call out these dishonorable Dilzik suckers and everything that has to do with them. Now I see it all becoming a trend. I'm thankful for that because it's a lane. Just like the Honorable Condor's Crispus, the CMOS, that became a lane for a lot of people. But it's an urn that I open up the lane for. Now here it is again. I'm going to give you understanding. Young men, older men, women who's having a rough day at work, got a bunch of kids, the father not around, or the father around, but he at work. You got to find peace somewhere. Turn on that music. Let it jam, and guess what? Go ahead and give them the purest of honor and let them see clearly that you're at peace. In between that, you can catch a prayer or two. You can speak to your Lord however you speak to him. But at the end of the day, if you're a Muslim, you have understanding there is only one honorable way outside of a dua to speak to them, and that's through the salat. Get you some peace, and let me get back to this honorable Greece. King Earner, live and direct.